Continuing on with my story time of camp with some more ice cream sundae. Not sponsored by Jollibee. Continuing. So what happened was, I woke up like around 6 a.m.-ish. We had to wake up early because our call time was like around 7 a.m. So we had like, wake up early so that we can like, freshen up for the day. So yeah, I did my morning routine, like, wash my face, brush my teeth, all of that morning, blah blah blah. So then 7 a.m. came. Breakfast was served.
I know, it's day 2 of Camp Calye.
And then after my team was done eating breakfast, we did this new thing this year for this camp. We did this thing called morning devotionals. I believe that was what it's called. Again, to those who went to camp with me, please correct me if I'm calling it wrong. But I think it was called morning devotionals. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So it's kind of like the sharings we have every night, but then it's in the morning. So the thing is that, our team, we went to our own place with our fasties, and then our fasties was going to talk to us about like, I guess like a certain topic that we were supposed to keep in mind. And I guess like a certain topic that was sort of based off of, I guess, the talk we had the day before. So like in this case, second day, first morning waking up in camp, our morning devotional was about faith. I got faith in you, baby. Now that I think about it, I'll have to tell you guys at the end, maybe not at the end of this video, maybe at the end of my story time for all 4 days of camp. I'll tell you guys how I feel about every single talk and morning devotional we had. Stay tuned. But yeah, this morning devotional was about faith. I got faith! After that, all the teams were gathered. Thing is that my team was actually late because we had to spend so much time sharing and during the morning devotional. I mean, good for us that we were able to share so much that we actually end up being late. Sure, that's a negative, but it's like, whatever, it's fine. So once we actually did go to the rest of the teams, we were supposed to have a talk, but then the speaker was actually kind of running late a bit. So we decided to just play some, quick little games really quick just to pass the time. So one game required the host to call 2 members per team. I was unfortunately one of the volunteers as tribute. And then they called me and one of my other teammates. How the game is basically one member of the team was going to guess, and then the other team member had to act out a certain word. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with this game. I guess since the theme was animals, since I was the one guessing, I was able to get mine within a few seconds. Once all the teams were done, then came the time the speaker finally arrived. So what we did, worship session, and then the talk. So for this time, so this talk was about being unchosen. Just hearing that word alone, I was like, okay, this talk is going to be interesting. So again, I'll say at the end of my 4th story time, what I felt about the talk. Stay tuned for that. So anyways, once it was done, one more worship session. I swear I need to say this right. Worship session. And then it was lunchtime. So then, once lunchtime happened, it was really time for us to prepare for the next activity. If you guys are familiar with the Amazing Race, that's the activity that we're supposed to be doing. So when we all were gathered, each team was given clues, and each clue had like a certain riddle, and we need to solve that riddle, and then we need to go to the location of the campsite where it's being described. And then when we go to that certain location in the camp, we have to do the certain task that was given to us. Like there was one station, we had to the team had to basically act out like a human conveyor belt. So each team was gonna be like, like a conveyor belt, and then one team member had to be, transported from one end to the other side. And we had to do that for each member. So, switch out one member who's gonna be, the one lifted, and then switch out for another member, and then until all the team members were done. Okay, there was another station, where in this station, we were gonna be lined up, and then we were gonna be sniffing out some sort of substance in a bottle. And then I guess the goal of this station was that we shouldn't be disgusted, I guess, with whatever the scent it was, and we just need to act out like, it smells so good. So yeah, that was that station. Oh, this one station though. Once we got to this last station, there was a long line of teams because clearly this station was gonna be like if not the hardest station we had to go through. So because there was a long line, my teammates and I, we decided to just hang out by the river again. Surprisingly, I actually learned how to skip rocks. Thank you to my teammates for that. I appreciate it. So yeah, once some time went by, it was finally my team's turn to do the station. This station was basically where there's gonna be like a wire obstacle thing, and we had to like, you know, cross it and then without touching the wire. And another thing is that we had to sing like a certain song that was given to us, and we had to do like a certain dance move.
Listen, you baby!
While trying to cross the wire path and while trying not to touch the actual wires.
What's to always be mine?
So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, we were given like around like a 10-minute, I think, time limit, and yeah, my team failed the station.
Baby, 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 oh! Like baby, 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 no! Like yes!
But it's okay, we got team spirit anyway. Team Ocho Ocho Team.
Call me out! Ocho, Ocho! Ocho, Ocho! Let's go!
There were plenty of other stations, but I'm not gonna dwell in too much into that because I don't want to bore you guys too much. A few more stations later, we had to go through one more station. So we went back down to the river again, and then we saw what the station was. We were just waiting in line because, you know, other teams were still trying to accomplish it. But then, what happens? It rains. Great timing. So, what did we do? We decided to go off, and it was time for us to take a bath already. But then, since there was a long line at the bathroom, some of my teammates and I, we decided to play some volleyball in the rain. But it's fine. As I said, no one got injured, I swear, and no one that I know of got sick because of the rain. So anyways, once it was finally our turn to take a bath, yeah, we took a bath now. That was fine, great, refreshing, as I would say. So yeah, once that was done, we had some time to kill. So then after like a couple of hours, or like an hour I guess, it was finally time for dinner. So then what happens? Why would I say what happens during dinner time? It's dinner time. It's time for us to eat. Nothing much. Although I would say that, you know, during dinner time, my teammates and I were like, you know, eating together, bonding, talking, making cuento, all of that. So yeah, after that, some time went by, and all the teams were gathered once again. So what happened? One, we had to go through a very chill worship session. Let's see if I can keep up me saying that right. We had a very chill worship session. So like, you know, no loud instruments, just us and the music ministry singing, us singing and, you know, praying to God. Just us in that moment. Yeah, once that was done, I guess like a live interview took place with one of the servants of the camp. And, you know, she like, you know, told us her story and what she had to overcome. And I guess that really like hit hard on a lot of us, because I guess a lot of us can actually relate to what she's been through. I'm not gonna, you know, say what she's been through, but I will say that it was impactful, really. So yeah, once that was done, I believe we had like one more worship session for the night, and then after that, one more group sharing. Like, you know, just to like end the night well. Group sharing happened, we were all like, you know, opening up to each other once again. But then we were all sharing so much that I guess time caught up with us, and then it was already time for us to go to sleep. So I mean, yeah, that was pretty much it for the night. But then, I don't remember if I told all my teammates this, but here's something that I actually did. So when I went back to my tent, as I was about to go to sleep, I decided to just listen to just one song really quick. Because this one song that whenever I listen to it, I guess it really gets to me, because like, I guess the message that it's supposed to tell was, you know, just really, I don't know the words, but it's really a good message, really. So if you guys know this song, you know what I'm talking about. And if you guys don't, I suggest you listen to it. So yeah, once that was done, that was pretty much the end of day 2. And that's pretty much the end of my story time for day 2 of camp. And also that's the end of my Sunday. Hooray.